because I got to start the show very often anymore. It comes out of Chihuahua rather than Maine, like it does on Tuesdays, and I forgot to press those buttons, but they're done. Thank you, Carrie.
uh, Ken wants to know why we don't tell what is being served for lunch at the local old folks' home.
Because I don't think you can just show up there, Ken, unless you're like enrolled.
Well, you can't at the school either, or else you're going to get slapped with some sort of restraining order.
Probably. Another one for the list, probably.
Yeah.
All
Sorry,
right.
we were on a serious topic, and I got
That's all right. That's
derailed.
all right. We were moving along. Sad news today. Toby Keith, the country music star, passed away at 62 following stomach cancer. And they say he passed
Oh,
peacefully. We've lost a few
yes.
stars over the past couple weeks. He might be the third one to hit the news too.
He Yeah, that one I guess hadn't heard that he was sick, and so it kind of took me by surprise and made me really sad this morning because,
Oh,
you just had that time when he was such a huge star, and that's what you listened to all the time on the radio. But then they had a picture of him from recently, and you would not have recognized him.
it's on YouTube this morning, and you don't. He's very, very skinny. Yeah.
Oh, just sad. But I guess he was still performing in Vegas up through December. So, but yeah, really sad.
Other news this morning might be changes in the throne sooner than people expected over in England. King Charles III diagnosed with cancer and postponed all public duties. So they haven't said what it is yet, but
Yeah, and they said it doesn't appear to be really related to his recent prostate tumor. Um, it sounds like it's something different. But I was kind of, and maybe if you've waited your whole life to be king, you want to at least have your moment in the spotlight. But I'm like, at his age, why didn't he just abdicate to one of his kids? You know,
yeah, yeah.
that was kind of my thought. So,
Maybe he just wanted his time. He'd been waiting for it his whole life.
yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking maybe. But
Hmm.
yeah.
All right, let's see. Moving along this morning. I don't know if you heard, but those Kansas City Chiefs fans who froze on their buddy's backyard came out. They all had fentanyl in their system.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, yeah. So, police still not investigating him. I don't think all the toxicology reports are in, but that's kind of been a story that's been a mainstay over the past week and a half, 2 weeks in the news because people are just curious how you just three people freeze to death on the back of a porch and nobody notices. You know.
Yeah.
So, and then some rumors out now that he is a scientist. He works at an HIV lab, and somebody came forward and said, well, his nickname is Mad Scientist.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so now maybe some claims that, or at least people guessing that maybe he mixed up some kind of concoction. And his friends, it's kind of went viral over then. It said his nickname was the chemist.
Oh, geez.
So they could end up on that story turning around and having some charges there. That's kind of scary as well.
Yes, for sure.
All
Well, you just
right.
never know. I mean, I think as bad as the fentanyl problem is, it's like, you know, don't let anybody near your drinks when you're out, or, be careful what you touch, even. It's crazy.
I can't believe the fact that people reach for that, knowing full well how many people are dying from it and what an epidemic. What stage are you at in your life where you will actually reach for that and decide
Take that risk. Yeah.
that's an okay idea? Or
To be so addicted.
yeah, or my buddy the chemist. It's safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All
And
right.
we've got a friend that works for the fire department, and he's like, you have no idea how many overdoses we treat in a week that we get called out on.
Yeah.
Constant supply of Narcan, yeah. And when you can get it, when you can buy Narcan just to have with you,
Over the
I mean,
counter.
that talks about the epidemic we're in right now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they encourage you to have it just in case you come upon a friend who's OD'd. I mean, it's just crazy.
It is. It's a scary state of affairs, like many other things, and maybe that's why people more readily reach for that kind of stuff is because of the scary state of affairs.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, let's move along to the funner stuff this morning. We covered a few news headlines there, and that's just so we can save bandwidth, so I can get those pages closed as we broadcast from Maine and Deer Park. How was the weather in Deer Park this morning? Is it foggy there too?
No fog. Just like I said, I think we can see what looks like, you know, maybe some sunshine to the south in Spokane. But I mean, I don't think it's going to fully break out, but you can at least tell that there's a sun behind the clouds.
Well, good.
Yeah. And yesterday we had so much rain, and so it's just been soggy and gray and soggy, and yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's kind of been the same deal here. It tries to snow a few flurries, but we've been much colder where we're hanging out maybe around freezing at daytime, but down to 15 every night, and it's just I don't know. I've sure got that winter syndrome going on. I need some sunshine.
yeah, I always said I wouldn't want to be a snowbird that left in like, October or whatever and was gone for 6 months. But for me, it'd be this time of year, from like mid-February to mid-April is where, and I would like to get out of Washington.
I took Florida once in the middle of February, a trip to Florida, and that was amazing. I just to step off and be somewhere where it was 70 degrees and muggy
Hmm.
was really nice. So I always tell the story though. I came out the door of the airport in Miami and I could smell the ocean and I just went ah. And these two girls step out the door beside me and the one girl goes, ah, Florida smells like old people.
Oh, geez.
I was thinking how good it smelled. I was like, so now I've decided I love the smell of old people.
Hello, people. That's good because you're becoming one.
Yes, yes. Thanks, Val. The kids have pointed that out to me now that I am starting to smell like an old man, so I'm not sure which part of my body is decaying.
Uh, I'll be 60 in March. Is that going to make me officially an old woman?
Oh, I'm so sorry. 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. But you look so youthful. That's what I'm saying.
Uh,
All right. Here we go. Let's get into some of the goofier stuff and away from all that serious stuff this morning. Val's going to kick it off with 4 things you didn't know yesterday. And that's because I call her the brain.
know it all?
Well, oh, either way, yes, the everlasting
that works
know-it-all.
too.
Yeah. Here we go. Hold on.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
See? There you go.
Thank you for the official, the official introduction.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. All right. First thing you didn't know yesterday probably is using a standing desk for 6 hours a day burns an extra 54 calories. Is it worth it for...
I'm going to say no. I got sore feet and I only burned 54 calories. That's not fair at all.
It is not fair. Forget that. Oh, all right. Next one. Oppenheimer is the highest grossing movie of all times that was never number one at the box office.
Huh?
Wow. Yeah. Well, it sounded like a depressing movie.
Yeah, yeah. Before that, it says it was Sing 2.
Yeah. I didn't know Sing 2 won that many.
I didn't know it
It
did.
was the highest grossing movie. Wow.
That's probably one of those that people watch over and over and over, though.
That could be shot more than once. All right. How about this one? This one kind of cracked me up. When he passed away, the inventor of the Frisbee was cremated and his ashes were turned into a Frisbee.
People are always throwing me around.
Hey, Ken says, he says, Scott, you have your sunshine. It's Val. She is a ray of sunshine.
Oh, wow. That's one thing Ken knows how to do is suck up.
He knows how to give his friends some compliments.
There you go. There you go.
And finally, the last thing that you didn't know yesterday is we don't know who invented or held the patent for the fire hydrant, as those papers were lost when the U.S. Patent Office burned down.
Is that true? It's true.
Well, I'm assuming this information is true
That's awesome in a bad sort of way.
in a bad sort of way.
All right, here's a question for you. This was shared online. Curious what people might post on Facebook about this morning. This person says, I recently found out that my boyfriend cleans his toothbrush in the dishwasher every week. and it's kind of thrown me off. While I'm aware that dishes and utensils come out clean, the idea of my toothbrush being washed alongside kitchenware feels odd and somewhat unsanitary. Is it just me overanalyzing things? I really hope that's the case, because this revelation has me seeing my boyfriend in a less than favorable light. It's not like he cleaned the toilet with it first.
I don't know. To me, that's a little disgusting.
Why?
You know, I guess because sometimes you find, like if your dishwasher was packed wrong or whatever, you find debris still on your dishes. And it's one thing to find them on your dishes and realize things didn't get cleaned. And here's my deal as well. When you go to the dentist, you always get a free toothbrush. And how much is a pack of toothbrushes? If you're that worried about it, just use a new toothbrush.
There you go.
I mean, we've got a drawer because, well, we have like the electronic toothbrushes, and so like a Sonicare, and so we have this whole drawer in the spare bathroom of just toothbrushes. We throw them in there in case you have company that didn't bring one. But we have a drawer full of toothbrushes. So, any of my friends need a toothbrush? I've got one for you.
So they're used?
No, they're brand new.
Oh, I thought you were saying you had a drawer full of used ones. That's why my mouth was hanging. No one was like, you give your old toothbrushes to your guests? That's why nobody spends the night.
No. We get them at the dentist office.
Okay.
Don't use them.
I should listen all the way.
So they go in the drawer. Yeah.
Right.
Listen to the words coming out of my mouth.
I'm sorry. I was doing a couple things behind the scenes. And then I started picturing Ken and you handing him one of your old toothbrushes.
There you go, Ken.
So my concern with that is that with all the heating that goes on in there and the pulverizing from the spray nozzles and stuff, is it's going to loosen the glue inside the head of that toothbrush, and you're going to start getting those nylon fibers coming off when you're using your toothbrush. And that's just what I need, is more plastic in my body.
There you go.
I bet you those could cause problems.
Yeah. So are we overthinking this now? But I'm with her on that. I'm with this gal. Yeah, that's disgusting that he puts his toothbrush in the dishwasher.
All right.
That's my final verdict.
I think it would be totally sanitized, but that could be a guy thing.
Well, maybe but then it goes through that like heat cycle, like you said. I mean, if you have like the Santa heat cycle on it. I don't know.
Kat Brooks chiming in this morning. She says, so what's wrong with a drawer full of toothbrushes? Asking for a friend. Well,
I just met my soulmate.
well, Kat, the question remains then, are they new or used?
Yes, exactly.
Well, it's that one we use on the dog. So it's never been used on a human.
There you go. This has never been in a human's mouth.
That's right. You could quantify that really nice and just hand it to him.
Oh, shoot.
That's horrible.
I'm going to go back ways just because this was a really good comeback and from Ken. And so I have to go back in our list here when we were talking about Oppenheimer, the movie. He says you would think Oppenheimer would have been a bomb in the box office.
That was a bomb.
Oh, good one, Ken. Good one.
All right. We should have him on the show. The show, and I've said that before. We should have him guest host with us some Tuesday. But at the same time, I am so scared.
Make sure all of his comments are PG.
Yeah, that kind of scares me. And then, well, this.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
All right. Let's see. Val, this one for you, and I'm just going to ask the question. Who was your first celebrity crush? I know. I
was going to say, can you guess?
I know who it was.
Donny Osmond.
Yes. You were into everything purple. She still is.
I still am.
And he had fuzzy purple socks as a kid. And this is back in the 60s, folks.
Yes. Yes. I had a Donny Osmond pillowcase.
All right. So who's your celebrity crush today?
Today, my celebrity crush would be Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, all right. That's the big
Yeah.
brother that plays Thor, right?
Yes.
I'm confused
Yes.
by all the Hemsworth kids.
Yeah. That would probably be mine today. I mean, there's some other fun-looking men out there, but he's probably still my crush.
All right, all right. Mine change all the time, and it's whoever I've seen fighting on TV and wearing leather. Whichever girl is fighting and wearing leather, it's my new crush. I'm just saying, it's a thing. All right. Look at her kick.
So, what about Gal Gadot then? You're probably like,
No, I watched the first one. I don't like the second Wonder Woman, but I've watched the first one about 3 times just because I will love to watch her flying in the air and kicking with those legs. I mean, I sat there the whole movie, kick somebody again.
KS Brooks says that Chuck Connor's in The Rifleman.
Is his celebrity crush?
I'm thinking that's what she's replying to.
Okay.
Is that right?
Excellent. I thought you said Ken.
No.
I did. I thought you said Ken, not Cat, and I was like, "That's Ken's crush." Okay. I mean, you could have a guy crush. All right. So if you were going to be like a woman in a TV show, which woman would you like to be?
Oh, if I was going to be a woman, well, probably somebody like Gal Gadot. Just really, yeah, it's just bad, She can kick some butt.
All right. You know who I'd be?
Who?
If I'd be Peacemaker, because I get to wear a shiny gold helmet, and he's really stupid.
It's so stupid.
He is so stupid, and it would work out great for me. And best of all, his sidekick is an eagle
Yes.
named.
I-
Do you know what the name
I
of the
can't-
eagle is?
Eagle or
Eagly.
something. Eagly, that's right. It was Eagle or something. And what's it? I can't. My brain's not working. His name. He was a wrestler.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Same physique. I mean, I'm already working on it. Look at those guns.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
look at that. They look really good in that shirt.
Yeah.
That covers them up completely.
Yeah, it does. They just look big because the bottoms of them are making the shirt stretch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so current crush, also known as my future ex-husband, is Simon Baker, according to Kat.
Simon Baker. Who's
I'm
Simon
gonna have
Baker?
to look that up. Who is Simon Baker?
Can you pick somebody we know, Kat?
Oh, and now I'm with her on this one. She said Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. Oh yeah, he was a crush of mine for a long time. Yes, yes. Good choices here.
All right. All right. So there you go. Kind of fun. Celebrity crushes. Poster crush. We will make fun of you on the radio.
We may.
Uh-huh. I'm still seeing if Ken would come back and say, oh, Chuck Connors. Yeah, he does knocking a battery off his shoulder. No, that wasn't the shoulder guy. That was the guy from... That wasn't Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors had blonde hair. The guy with the battery was the one from Wild Wild West.
Oh, okay.
But I can't remember his name, but it wasn't Chuck. But I know he played Jim West on Wild Wild West, but he was the ever-ready guy that always dared you to knock the battery off.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, so I just looked up Simon Baker. Yeah, he's a cutie.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to
Okay.
throw those pictures up on your end so people can see them.
Yeah, I do need to know how to do that. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
Why does the bubble gum always lose its flavor? Here's Val with a chewing gum study.
Okay. You're gonna have to give me a minute to get back to that. I was too busy looking at Simon Baker.
At least she didn't say Simon Cowell.
Yeah, no kidding. Talk about the doofiest looking person on TV.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. That hairdo. I mean, the part down the middle, dude, just doesn't work. Do something else.
I wish you could, but the benefit is of it, he's like a huge star, super rich, and he gets to go everywhere in a white V-neck t-shirt. That's awesome.
Exactly. All right. This is our chewing gum study. Here's what researchers found. Worldwide, there are 560,000 tons of chewing gum sold each year.
This made me sick to my stomach.
374 trillion individual sticks of gum are sold each year.
Wow.
trillion.
Trillion.
And the estimated number of hours people spend chewing gum each year, 187 trillion.
Rookie numbers.
Do you chew gum? Are you a gum chewer?
I am not a gum chewer. So
Me neither. I used to be. I used to love bubble gum, but since I have my facial pain issues, chewing like that is not conducive to.
So in my cupboard, I always have one of those. They're like a little container of Icebreakers gum. I haven't got into it in a couple years now, but it is made with it begins with an X and it's a fake sugar.
Xanthol.
It's like xylitol, something I don't know if it's
xylitol. Yeah, you
okay.
got it.
And xylitol has been proven to prevent tooth decay and help with toothaches and protect your teeth. And I haven't, knock on wood, because I've been, as you age, you start losing teeth. I haven't had a tooth problem in quite a while. But over the past few years, any time I noticed a tooth, starting to hurt, I would brush with that Sensodyne stuff, and I would chew that gum, and it's always made it go away. Just
Wow.
could be a coincidence, but so I always have a container of that in the cupboard. So
I have over the last couple years developed an intolerance for fluoride. It will give me like canker sores in my mouth from the fluoride, so I've had to switch to a non-fluoride toothpaste. But, they say fluoride builds your enamel, so now I'm like, am I going to lose the enamel in my teeth because I don't have fluoride in my mouth?
I grossed Ken out. He says, Scott keeps his gum next to his toothbrushes?
Oh.
It's better than keeping those old ones for the company. That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying.
And Kat says, you can look at Simon Baker, but do not touch him.
Okay.
Ooh, that sounds like a threat.
It kind of does. It's a throwdown.
Over people we can never have.
Exactly.
So you went through this big chewing gum study, but you don't have any stats on how much gum is under tables?
None.
How many tons of gum is under tables?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to know.
I want to know, too. You remember the bubblegum wall in Seattle? Talk about disgusting.
Oh.
You've seen it, haven't you?
I've owned a restaurant. I've worked at restaurants. You look under any table and you'll want to vomit. I mean, it's a big thing, people. That's disgusting. Find a garbage can. Come on.
That and boogers, probably.
I bet you could go into any restaurant, and there's some old COVID under that table. You want to start...
Just waiting.
You want to get a resurgence in COVID, just start chewing that gum from the bottom of tables. All right.
Oh, yuck.
Here we go. Don't knock it until you try it. Other people may frown on things you do or like, especially Val. But they'd like it if they just try it. Like
For
Val.
sure.
What's your best don't knock it until you try it? And I'm sure Ken and Kat can come up with a couple of these to help us. Some suggestions on the internet. Don't knock it until you try it. Sleeping naked.
Yeah.
It's kind of freeing.
It is, especially if you have hot flashes all night long.
Yeah. Not good if you're prone to accidents.
True.
Sushi.
Oh, I love sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah.
No. I don't want to say I'm guessing that Ken does this. Take your pants off completely when you use the bathroom.
Why? Especially in a public restroom. Why would you do that?
Or one of your parties.
I just see this guy standing at the urinal, taking his pants completely off.
I'm just thinking of your bathroom. Ken's in the bathroom, and I accidentally opened the door, and he's not wearing anything. Sorry, Ken. I'm just kidding. I know you wouldn't do that, mostly. Don't knock it until you try it. Brussels sprouts.
Tried it. Don't like it.
Shot of whiskey chased by a kosher dill pickle juice. I heard that's a good thing.
Yeah, I've heard that's a good thing. I've never tried it, but I know what I'm doing today.
Yeah? What?
Whiskey and pickle juice.
And you're going to do that at what, 10? After the show's over?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Oh, I'm so curious. All right. Another thing you should knock it until you try it: grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Oh, that's interesting.
I like that. I like that.
Well, I mean, grilled, toasted, kind of the same.
Chocolate covered potato chips.
Well, anything salty and sweet. That sweet and salty is really good. Yeah. Chocolate covered pretzels. Yum.
Going to a movie theater by yourself.
I suppose.
I don't really. I mean, it's kind of like you're there by yourself, anyways, if you're both watching the film. But it's nice to walk out with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say you're one pathetic loser.
Well, I've got one, and every time I tell somebody this, they're like, "You've got to be kidding me!" But it really, truly is. Don't knock it till you try it. Because when coming into Brad's family, they did this all the time, and I thought that is disgusting, but it's so good. And that is peas on top of your cottage cheese.
Oh my God!
It is so good.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's yummy.
All right. Sour fingernails, they say. So Val just wants me to try it because I'm allergic to peas.
Oh, Ken said he has one of the "Don't knock it till you try it," and he said listening to KCHW.
Oh, 10,000 points. Oh,
10,000, Ken. 10,000.
Yay, yay. All right. You get all the points for today, Ken.
Hail to the king, baby.
You got it. See, when you say nice, you get nice comments, Ken.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, if you learned anything today, it won't be the truth.
All right. Let's see some amazing things about America today. This is Good News with Val.
All right. The U.S. is big, very, very big. The U.S. is the third largest country in the world by landmass, nearly as big as the entire continent of Europe.
And that's supposed to make us feel good?
I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Because America has its troubles, so it needs plenty of love, right?
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was so big because we have the biggest people.
Oh. World-class athletes, American athletes, have won more Olympic medals than athletes from any other country.
It's because we're the best. It's because we have more free time.
There you go. U.S. can also claim climate diversity because we fall within 4 of the 5 different climate zones.
Yeah, you can pretty much find anything you want within our borders. Yeah.
The U.S. is also a magnet for international tourism. After France and Spain, the U.S. attracts more tourists than every country in the world. However, international travelers spend more in the United States than any other country.
It's expensive here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have friends from Australia that make at least one trip to the U.S. every year, if not more.
Years ago when I worked for KOA, I was always amazed at how many people come from a foreign country and rent an RV and travel across America that way. That's ridiculously expensive. There must be a lot of foreign millionaires because that always just kind of boggled my mind. Is what's an RV to rent per day? Like $1,000?
I don't know.
$500?
They used to have the
$400?
signs that said it was $100 a day.
Yeah.
but I don't know. Not anymore, I'm sure.
Not if you
And
wanna
then
use the
gas
toilet.
on top of it. Yeah. Then there's gas on top of that, right?
That's an expensive trip.
Yeah. That's crazy. If you go to some place major like the Grand Canyon or some Vegas or whatever, the kind of those more iconic travel places, you run into more travelers from other countries than
For sure.
than you ever thought you would. I mean, just to the number of people that like don't speak English, or that what always surprised me is the ones that can speak English really well, because we just don't have as many people here in our country that have another language as a second language. So
Oh, all right. That was kind of
Well,
rough for you.
unless-
Is this your second language, Val?
it is, because I have a frog in my throat. Well, I just wanted to say it in a politically correct way that didn't sound judgmental. So, so naturally born U.S. citizens aren't as likely, I don't think, to learn a second language than people in other countries.
Correct.
So,
I'd agree
yeah.
with that. All right.
Okay. Freshwater supply is something we can claim. Lake Superior is the largest body of freshwater in the world by surface area.
Wow. Wow. But not
All right.
depth. I think that's why they preface that by surface area. Really shallow in a lot of parts
Oh,
of it.
okay.
Yeah.
So not by gallons of water or anything like that, just by surface
Well,
area.
I remember
Okay.
when we were kids, we went out. We were out at the Great Lakes visiting Uncle Gene and his family, and I remember going out in the lake, and I walked forever and ever and ever and ever, and it was only up to my waist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes.
Yes.
That's their bragging point. All right. Also, the U.S. can claim their expertise, I guess, in space exploration. The only people to have walked on the moon's surface are Americans
So far.
so far. Music Central. Much of the music the world listens to, jazz, rock, hip hop, country, folk, R&B, soul, everything you can hear here on KCHW, came out of the U.S.
Well, most of it.
Yeah, you kind of draw the line at country, don't you?
Yeah. And
And finally, Hollywood is dominant here in the U.S. The U.S. film industry is the largest, oldest, and most profitable film industry in the world.
although Bollywood is catching up.
Yeah, they're doing a lot, aren't they?
Yeah. All right. Things there should be a limit on amount of time we're on the radio.
Well, yeah, there's that, isn't there?
Well, and they have. Oh, good. All right. There should be a limit on, and here's a few things that people posted. A couple to jumpstart things. How many times you can miss using your tune signal before your car stops working?
I like that.
It just shuts down.
Yeah, because all these new cars, they can sense when you're making a lane change, and if you didn't leave, yeah.
Start blinking. Come on.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
All right. There should be a limit on the number of people who can speak to you on a Monday.
Well, any day, but Mondays in particular.
Say Willy Wonka, the number of movie remakes.
Oh, yes.
They can't come up with anything original. It seems like it
trying-
anymore. Here's a new movie coming out. Oh my gosh, they've done it 3 times already. Oh, really? They're doing Roadhouse again? Oh.
Well, and it was a good movie, especially the latest one with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, but Star is Born. I
Yeah.
mean, people might not have realized that's the 3rd time I think they've done that movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you take one like, the one that had Charlton Heston, and then we had Will Smith, the Apocalypse one about the end of the world. It's had several different names, but they've redone that one 3 times. But each time they've twisted the original story a little bit, so they're all kind of different.
Yeah, let's make it a little bit different, right?
Yeah. All right. Another thing there should be a limit on how much old junk you can bring up during an argument. Ooh. Which reminds me of a joke Brandon Hansen sent me. Okay, I'm going to get him in trouble with this one. Val, do you know why so many archaeologists are women?
Because they're good at digging up the past?
Yes!
Oh.
How much old junk you can... I don't think you should bring up any old junk in an argument.
Well, Brad and I have kind of had this thing that's in arguments you're not allowed to bring up old stuff. The past is the past.
You guys argue?
Not very often.
I didn't think
But-
so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's the past is the past. You can't blame somebody for what happened in the past. It's over. There's no changing it. There's no going back and redoing it. So why are you harping on something that was done before?
Yep. So you guys are coming up on 40.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 18 when you guys got married. You got married right after I got out of high school. In fact, I was leaving town for Seattle right after high school, and I hung out for 2 weeks to wait for your wedding. And this is going to be number 40, right?
It is going to be 40.
40th anniversary coming up in June. That's amazing. How crushed are you going to be if I don't fly back?
It's good. Well, we talked about Brad's aunt had a 40th wedding anniversary last year, and they had this huge party. And so we're driving home from it, and Brad is like, "Do you want like a big party for our 40th anniversary?" And I'm like, no.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have. I said if we do anything, it's going to be you and I. I mean, I just don't. I don't even plan on celebrating with the kids. It's Brad and my anniversary, I guess. I don't care if anybody else acknowledges it or not. So
I was talking with the kids the other day, and we were talking about you guys and how long you've been married. And I was saying it's like she has a big party. It's so expensive to fly, but I feel like I should be there. So if you want to do
See, I'm
something,
letting you off the hook.
so if you want to do something different, why don't you fly out here?
Oh, there you go. Well,
Alright.
that would be something good for us to go on a trip for our anniversary. But now I am planning a blowout for my 60th birthday,
Well, that's a little different, right?
but that's a little different.
So one of the things that I've always picked on Val about, I say that her and her husband should write a book, and she kind of blows it off. But I think so. Being married 40 years is no big task, and I've met so many counselors that are like marriage counselors that have been married 3 or 4 times. It's like I don't want your advice because obviously you're a failure.
The doctor that's overweight telling you need to lose weight.
Or your picker's broken or something. I don't want advice from somebody like that. I want somebody's advice that you've been through it. And we've all seen it where we're at a friend's house and maybe they're comfortable fighting in front of you or being snarky to each other in front of their friends. And to me, that's a deep sign that there's probably some problems in the relationship. And one of the things I can say in 40 years of hanging out with you and your husband, I have never once seen you guys be snarky to each other. I've seen you both deliver some good jokes and slams at the other's expense, but that goes both ways, and you both laugh about it, and it's fun, and you don't see now who knows what goes on behind closed doors, but you don't see anybody's feelings getting hurt or anything like that with that. So that's fun, playful banner. But I've really never heard either one of you say something insulting or snarky to the other one, and that's truly amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, now, we truly don't fight. I mean, every once in a while you're tired or whatever, and you might get a little short with the other person, but it's not, that's as far as it goes. And we'll say something like, geez, you're a little short with me right now, or something like that. So we kind of call each other out on it right at the moment. But I think, too, there's nothing worse than going to someone's house or being around other couples that all they do is bicker. I mean, it makes everybody feel uncomfortable. You really don't want to spend time with them. Excuse me, I really got a frog today. But yeah, it's like, so we kind of don't have a lot of friends like that. We just don't want to be around anybody that acts like that all the time.
Makes everything really, really uncomfortable.
Exactly. So, but yeah, we just don't do that. I mean, even if we've maybe have been a little short with each other before people get there, then once everybody gets there and you start laughing, you get over it. And, we're not going to put that kind of thing on other people, but it just doesn't happen often enough for it even to be a thing, I guess. Yeah. So.
Well, good job. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. Some annoying things about Super Bowl commercials. Let's wrap up this segment with that, Val.
All right. This is kind of funny because they've been previewing a lot of them already on the morning shows and stuff. And there are some really good, funny commercials that you're going to be seeing if you watch the Super Bowl. So at one time, there was a good percentage of people who only ever watch the Super Bowl for the commercials. Or don't they have like a doggy bowl or something too? But these days, most of the ads are previewed online, like I was saying, in the days and weeks leading up to the game. But a sports blogger put together a list of the most irritating things about the Super Bowl ads. Okay. Number 1, trailers for movies that won't be released for months.
I'll agree with that.
I agree too. Or years. Someone in their 15 minutes of fame will get a commercial.
Oh. And a big old payday probably too.
Yeah. Doritos doesn't deserve the airtime they get. Who doesn't enjoy a Dorito or two from time to time? But you'd swear they were the greatest chips in history by the ad time they buy during the Super Bowl.
They are the greatest chip in history. They deserve that.
Is it your favorite?
Oh yeah, hands down. Hands down.
Nachos or ranch or
nacho cheese Doritos. You know, you're saying don't knock it until you try it. And people always get grossed out that I'm like, oh my gosh, let's go to the store. I need a half gallon of milk and a bag of Doritos. And they're like, ew. Don't knock it until you try it. There's nothing that goes with Doritos better than milk. Or maybe half and half. Just saying.
See, my favorite is the taco Doritos.
I know. Since we were little kids, we would we would each beg for bags of Doritos, our own.
Yeah, I think, and I may have mentioned this before, but Doritos once changed their recipe for the taco Doritos and completely ruined them.
Oh.
They were like the most disgusting thing. And then they went back to original recipe. Oh my gosh. So that or a Fritos corn chip will get me every time.
Do you realize Doritos are probably as old as us? Because we've been eating them since we were little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and all the different flavors now. Pretty wild. All right. We get it. A talking baby. So cute. Not so original.
Yeah. I never enjoyed any talking baby.
Because they talk back.
Yes. All that dad stuff. God, stop it.
Yeah, stop it. And then finally, the most annoying thing about Super Bowl commercials is random celebrities plugging random products. Super Bowl commercials never disappoint in this area. Hey, it's Larry David asking us to buy an air fryer.
That's so
I think
true.
the one you're going to see this year, because they keep teasing it, is going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger selling State Farm insurance. Because they
Yes.
keep teasing it. So I think that's going to be your random celebrity selling random products this year. That's going to be it.
Yeah, and how awesome is that? You know,
Yes.
State Farm is there, and it's Arnold Schwarzenegger saving people. I mean, that
Oh.
was a stroke of brilliance, actually.
My favorite insurance commercial is the one where the Mayhem. What insurance is it even? But gosh, it's got this guy, and he's always like doing something that causes people around him to be in an accident. And so the latest one he shows is he's pedaling a bike down the road, and he's got like one half of his head shaved, and like a tricycle, little kid's tricycle. And it's like when your friends dare you to do stupid stuff. So he's pedaling down the road, and all these people are like gawking at him and end up getting in a car wreck. So it's like when mayhem strikes, and yeah, best commercials ever.
I have a very unpopular insurance commercial opinion.
Okay.
I really want that gecko to get ran over.
Oh, that's terrible.
I'm so done with that. And it's like my bank. Okay, I still have a bank in Spokane, and I still do all my banking through it just because it's easy. And everything can be done online now. But when you go to log into online banking, they have had a picture of the ugliest dog I have ever seen. I mean, this dog is so ugly, it's throw up in your mouth ugly. And I've been looking at that dog for 25 years. And they got all over now that they're building a new website. And I don't want to offend anybody because it's a smaller bank. And I mean, so some of the people have been working there my whole life. But I really want to say, you're getting a new website. Will you please lose the ugly dog?
People won't know that they're on the right website, though, if they don't see it.
Oh, yeah, it's the right website. It's that ugly dog again.
Yeah.
I'd shave its behind and teach it to walk backwards.
It'd be cuter that way.
Yeah. Sorry. All right, before we go to break, Ron's checking in. All right, thanks, Ron. He says, checking in from super wet Seattle. It's wet everywhere in Washington, Ron. So just stay there. It's no different anywhere else in this state. And then after all of our comments, he says, oh, my God, I'm out of snacks. We'll mail you some Doritos for listening. All right, we're
Do
gonna
those for you and for you and for you.
just one each though. All right, we are gonna run to break, and when we come back, we're gonna have celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history. Let's see, we'll have today's goofy holidays. Always wrap up the show with the wacky news. So stay right here. It's Northern Lights Public Radio, and we are KCHW 102.7. Back in just a few minutes.
It's 8:17.
Your KCHW morning show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
Chewelah Motel and RV Park. Chewelah Motel and RV Park, located at 301 South Park Street in Chewelah, offers 14 single or double rooms, each with a refrigerator and microwave, in-room coffee station, Wi-Fi, cable, and 58-inch screen television. 2 Airbnb options are available, both with full kitchens, coffee, and a 65-inch smart TV. They also feature 26 full hookup RV spots with 30-amp service. For reservations, they can be reached at 509-935-4763 or ChewelahMotelandRVPark.com. Chewelah Motel and RV Park, 301 South Park Street in Chewelah.
This is KCHW 102.7.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Simon Gaitan. Officials in Chile say at least 120 people have died as a result of huge forest fires devastating the Valparaiso region. Hundreds of people remain missing, and Chile's president has warned the death toll could rise as rescue workers continue to search through the rubble of destroyed homes. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the Middle East for talks, his 5th tour since October 7th, as pressure mounts to negotiate a ceasefire in Gaza and avoid wider regional escalation. Sarah Coates reports.
US Secretary of State Antony Blinken's crisis tour of the Middle East continues. He is meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in Cairo amid concerns that any further military push into the southern Gazan city of Rafah could in fact see many displaced Palestinians pushed over the border into Egypt. Now there's also concern over the peace treaty between the two countries. Egypt also saying that any deployment of Israeli forces on that Egyptian border could jeopardize such an agreement. Well, this comes as tensions continue to escalate on the vital Red Sea shipping channel. The Iran-backed Yemen-based Houthi rebels claim that they fired naval missiles at 2 ships, adding one was US and another was British. Sarah Coates, Tel Aviv.
Election campaigning in Pakistan will wrap up on Tuesday night local time, with the country set to vote for a new government on Thursday. But security concerns persist as pre-poll violence mars the run-up to the country's general elections. Hira Mustafa reports from Islamabad.
In what is only the latest instance of pre-poll violence, 3 children were injured in a grenade attack when militants targeted the local office of an opposition party in Mastong, Balochistan. Unidentified militants also targeted school buildings that will be used as polling stations in the frontier region of Balochistan. The government says it is ramping up security measures and will not allow violence to mark polling at the end of this week. Hera Mustafa, Islamabad.
Britain's King Charles III has spent the night at home in London after revealing he's being treated for cancer. Buckingham Palace has not revealed what type of cancer he's been diagnosed with. Stuart Smith reports.
Buckingham Palace isn't providing any more detail, but we did hear earlier in the morning here in the UK a bit of extra information from the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, who said to the media that the cancer was caught early because initially there was uncertainty about what stage the cancer was. Obviously, if it's later term, more concerning for the ultimate health of the king. With that news, people here a bit more relaxed, knowing that with treatment, this is something that should be treatable.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, a contrarian view on the wisdom of the US and UK's airstrikes on Houthi rebels in Yemen. The US says they are having an impact and will, over time, blunt the ability of the Houthis to continue posing a threat to merchant shipping in the Red Sea. Michael Scheuer is the former head of the CIA's Bin Laden unit at its counter-terrorism center. He does not think the US-led airstrikes will work.
It'll hurt the Houthis in the sense it'll kill some people and it will destroy equipment that they're using. But the Houthis are much like the Afghans. You know, they're just not going to quit. They're going to keep fighting and find ways to hurt you that are sometimes ingenious. And certainly these pitiful attacks by the United States only make the people in the Middle East, especially the Islamist Arabs, think that we're no enemy at all because they're picking out targets that have been on our books for probably 20 years, and we just chose to save them until we needed an excuse to attack. You have to have a reason to attack something, and you identify these things that may or may not be dangerous, list them as dangerous, and then save them for a rainy day. And that's exactly what you saw here.
And there are several prominent Democrats on Capitol Hill who also oppose President Biden's action against the Houthis, saying that Saudi Arabia waged war on them for 8 years, and despite brutal conflict, did not succeed in terminating the Houthi threat in the region. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories. Officials in Chile say at least 120 people have died in huge forest fires that are devastating the region of Valparaiso. Hundreds of people remain missing as rescue efforts continue. Election campaigning in Pakistan will end on Tuesday night ahead of Thursday's vote, but security concerns persist as pre-poll violence has marred the run-up. And Britain's King Charles has begun treatment for a cancer diagnosis that was made public on Monday evening. That's the latest feature story news. Simon Gaitan reporting.
And we're back. It's KCHW 102.7. It's Tuesday. You got Scott and Val delivering the morning show to you. Tomorrow, don't forget, you've got Chuck Ritchie, as well as Sharon Ludwig and Levon Ellis getting you updated on everything that's going on in the Chihuahua community or around, in case there's something you want to catch.
No, thank you.
You pass on that?
Yeah. We had a friend had a get-together at her house this weekend, and I wasn't able to go. And then another friend sent a group text saying, I just tested positive for COVID. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I couldn't go.
It's still a thing. It's still a thing. It's still a thing. And still, here in Maine, we still see quite a few people walking around in masks. And when you're standing in line and people start coughing around you, it makes you think, I wish I had one in my pocket.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing more this winter, and our clinic has started requiring for providers for their nurses and doctors again. But yeah, so far
to mask up, huh?
Yeah, they're not making their patients mask, but they are making their their staff masks. So
Really though, that's probably the best way to catch it is going to visit the doctor.
probably.
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Uh,
They have a free thing now for older people where you can get a free CT scan for lung cancer. And I went and did that, but that makes me just going into the hospital to do something like that makes me afraid to touch anything.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't care
Yeah,
what it
and
is.
you're
If
right.
it's COVID or staph or I don't care what it is. I don't want it. Don't want it.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would be smart. We've kind of gotten, lazy about it again. But we had talked about that about flying on an airplane because everybody we know that has flown recently has come back sick. And so we're like, yeah, if you flew, maybe just you would want to wear a mask. I don't
You know,
know,
it's
yeah.
50-50 when I fly. Half the time I get a cold a few days later. When I came back to Spokane to train Chuck, caught a cold.
Yeah.
It's just friends when they fly out to come visit. Half the time they arrive sick.
Yes. And somebody had said that they thought that you probably got more of that from the airport than from the actual airplane because of, they do filter the air on the airplane. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
It's just a cramped environment. So I think before it can even get through the filter, you've breathed it in. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
So.
yes. And they don't hose down the whole plane with disinfectant. So you could touch the seat in front of you and the person that was in that chair before, the armrest, whatever. It's a toxic waste dump.
Just a petri dish.
Yeah.
International petri dish too.
And then with those new automatic doors on those Boeing 737 Maxes that just randomly open. They found more problems with it now that they've looked into the planes. They found another one. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. You wouldn't like it if you're driving down the road and your brand new car door fell off.
No.
How about some? I don't have. I forgot to ask for one of my cohorts at the radio station to send me the February birthday calendar, so I don't have local birthdays. But Val, could you roll out celebrity birthdays for this February 6th?
You bet I can do that. Mike Farrell from MASH is 85 today.
Okay.
Crazy. Tom Brokaw, 84. Kathy Najimy from Sister Act and Hocus Pocus is 67. Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses, 62 today.
Wow, I'm so old.
Rick Astley is 58.
Never gonna give you up.
Oh.
Never
okay.
gonna give you Rickroll. Come on,
Never gonna
really?
give you up. Never gonna let you go. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. Josh Stewart from Criminal Minds and Third Watch is 47. Dane Dehan from Chronicle, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is 38. Dancer Allison Holker is 36. And finally, Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things and The New Mutants is 30.
All right. Happened today, I like to call it history. 1956 is where we start. It is St. Patrick's Center, the first circular school building in the United States, opened in Kankakee, Illinois. If I said that right. Kankakee?
Oh.
Kankakee?
Kankakee?
Yeah. All right. Circular school. All right.
Oh, okay.
In 1971, Alan Shepard became the first person to hit a golf ball on the moon. How cool is that?
No kidding.
Rumor has it it's still going. 1981, former Beatles, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, George Harrison teamed up once again to record a musical tribute to John Lennon. The result of that session became All Those Years Ago. Song went to number 2. All right, on to 85, as in 1985, when the French mineral water company Perrier debuted its first new product in 123 years. On grocery shelves and in trendy establishments, one could find water with a twist of lemon, lime, or orange added to the well-established popular product line, which now comes in a plastic bottle. Yay.
Oh, plastic.
I feel so fancy with this plastic bottle of water.
Remember, it was like this snobbish thing if you asked for Perrier.
Yes.
In a restaurant.
And some Grey Poupon.
Oh, yes.
2006 in Hungary, an ice skater who fell through the ice and into a freezing lake managed to survive by holding on to the edge of the ice with her teeth for 10 minutes. She had to use her teeth because her hands were stiff from the cold.
Wow.
Yeah, chewed her way to safety, too.
She had enough hot air to keep going.
Yes. 2012, Queen Elizabeth II marked her 60th anniversary of becoming a British monarch, becoming the second to do so. All right. And in 2019, researchers in Australia announced that honeybees were able to add and subtract and understand the concept of zero.
Wow.
You ever had a
That's
conversation
interesting.
with a honeybee?
There's a lot of buzz.
And there's a lot of buzz about it. People will think you're strange, but we know they can count.
They can count.
They can count. Count on it. I mean, literally.
Add and subtract.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. 2020 first COVID-19 death was recorded in the U.S. on this day, February 6th, although the CDC didn't confirm it until April 21st. Their internet was down, maybe. Yeah, that's horrible. All right. Let's see. I was special events is where we're going, and Val has them for us.
All right. It is Marriage Week. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
To, celebrate if you're married or celebrate if you're not.
Whoop, whoop, whoa.
Solo diners eat out week.
All right.
And like going to the movie by yourself?
Yes. Do not.
I'm not reading the next one.
Okay, thank you.
I already caught
it's,
that.
It's a good thing, but that's just that's a little too much for breakfast.
I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
So I did catch that. I saw the last word and I was like, I'm going to skip that one.
Yeah.
So let's go on to Frozen Yogurt Day.
Okay.
And then finally, pay a compliment today.
Oh.
And Scott, that shirt looks spectacular.
It looks spectacular. Your hair looks awesome this morning too. So.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. See how easy it is, folks? Huh.
We already kind of complimented, Ken earlier. We told him he was funny.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way. And
with only minor insults.
Only minor insults before and after.
Mm-hmm.
But
number of the day is 8.2 million, and that's the pounds of tortilla chips Americans will eat on Super Bowl Sunday.
Wow.
I'm going to be so full. I'm going to need a lot of milk. Gotta wash that down.
So do you like just like a plain tortilla chip dipped in salsa or anything like that?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, especially all the fixins for like nachos and stuff. That's okay. Mm-hmm. I'd still, though, always prefer just a bag of nacho cheese Doritos and a half gallon of milk. Just saying.
Just saying.
I mean, if I'm going to break all the rules and starch myself up with a bunch of carbs, that's how I want to go. Literally. All right. Before we move on this morning to news and nuggets, I was going to share a story, Val, and see what you thought about it. Since Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and this story might not be there. So as it's approaching, we think about cards, chocolates. How am I going to impress my significant other? Especially for guys, it's kind of challenging. All right. But if your partner is asking you to put in more effort and you respond by pulling a cruel prank on them, you might be single this Valentine's Day.
For sure.
Here's one that happened, and I don't know how bad it is. The woman said it was the final straw in her marriage after her husband tried to be funny instead of sweet, which is something I'd probably do. And
I can see you doing that.
Yeah, she threw him out. Okay.
Wow.
After he did this. So she told him that their marriage hadn't been going well, and she said she was close to divorce, and she told him she wanted some effort. She wanted flowers and chocolates and a nice written note, something that showed he wanted to romance her, okay? So he took it seriously and agreed, supposedly. When she came home after a 12-hour shift, he had laid a trail of rose petals in the house. She said it was really beautiful. The trail ended in the kitchen at the sink, where he had piled a bunch of dirty dishes, pots, and pans that needed to be cleaned. Said he got the idea from TikTok. She began to cry. They argued a bit, and she sent him out of the house.
Wow. There had to be a whole lot of garbage that had gone on. A whole lot of baggage that went into that, though, too.
Well, if it's the last straw, who knows what he had done before. But if you have to tell him how to romance you, it's probably not going to work out.
Right.
But
and what I find with Valentine's Day, if you're not nice to each other and do random acts of kindness all year long, why do you put all this pressure on somebody to do it on one day of the year? It's just, I don't agree with that. I mean, we don't even get each other Valentine's Day cards or anything like, or chocolate or anything like that anymore, just because it's just a made up holiday, We might say like a couple days before you want to go out to Valentine's dinner, but you don't do it on Valentine's Day because, yeah.
It was invented for corporations, really.
Yes, exactly, for Hallmark. Hallmark invented that. No, yeah. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think that was really crummy what he did to his wife. That was kind of a slap in the face. I mean, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just total.
All these rose petals, she's expecting something fabulous, and it's a sink of dirty dishes just waiting for you, honey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not even funny. That's just being a jerk.
Shouldn't you be rattling those pots and pans?
But like you said, for her to put that kind of pressure on him to do it, though, too.
She's kind of asking for it.
I mean, still, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I think it's for some women, I think a lot of things like, requiring your husband to remember an anniversary or do something like that. I think it's like you want them to prove their love for you or something. It's like, if you don't do this, you don't love me. I just think that don't set your spouse up for failure. If I have another tidbit of wisdom for people coming from someone that's been married for 40 years, don't set your spouse up for failure.
I was in a relationship where you had to impress her with gifts.
Yeah.
I mean, she needed to be impressed by gifts. And I tried really hard. And she never liked a single gift I gave her. And then we broke up. Never liked a single one. But would challenge you like that, with some kind of preface. Well, before, I always got really horrible gifts, so it means a lot to me. Okay, well, I'll do it up then. And it never worked, so.
So you knew that nobody could satisfy her in that.
Yeah, some people have expectations that can never be met, and realizing that is something as well.
Exactly.
Well, we got a few extra minutes before the odd news, and I just had a few of these laying around.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, some trivia questions for my sister. First one, the U.S. has just over 57,000 of these businesses, and I'm going to say they're more popular in the winter or in the spring getting ready for summer.
Oh, 57.
57,000.
57,000 are popular in the winter or getting ready for spring.
I was getting ready for summer, or in the spring getting ready for summer.
Or in the spring getting ready for summer. Is it something to do with like power sports, lawn and motor, lawnmowers and stuff like that?
No. Something to do with your body. U.S. has over 57,000 of these businesses.
Then it must be some sort of like gyms or something.
Close. Gyms will sometimes have them inside.
Like weightlifting.
You're getting ready for summer.
You want your bikini bod, right?
Yeah, sort of what you might look like in that bikini bod.
So it'd be like pedicure, manicures.
You're dancing around.
I'm dancing around. All right, I give up.
Tanning salon.
Oh.
Yeah, 57,000 tanning salons.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I have never gone to a tanning salon.
I was told I should because I'm always vitamin D deficient in the winter. That I was somebody that should go to a tanning salon, although I never have. So.
Yeah.
I'm okay with these. Got them all my life.
Bump.
Thank you very much. Why get an A when a D will get you by? Just kidding. Don't tell that to your kids. No. All right. Tallest one of these, Val, ever built was just over 69 feet. It was built in Denmark, which is of no help to you. 69. Tallest one of these is ever built was 69 feet. Kids like to build them, and some people will build them in competitions.
Sandcastle.
Sandcastle. You figured that one out. Was it good hits? Yeah. All right. The state I live in, the state of Maine, has 62 of these.
The state of Maine has 62 of these.
It's a building, and they're tall.
Oh.
You can see them from a long way away.
I was going to say, is it a lighthouse?
It is a lighthouse. There you go.
Wow,
62 lighthouses.
62 lighthouses?
I haven't
Wow.
started yet, but I would like to make a friend that would want to go tour them all.
Yeah. That's why I wouldn't. Wow. I would have never guessed there was that many.
62. Lots of rocks. Lots of rocks here. You know, and outcroppings along the shore. So very rocky. So I can see
That would be
whatever.
super fun.
It
to
would be
see 'em.
super fun. I've been to a couple of them, but I would like to just, get all 62 checked off on a list. I think that would be cool.
Wow.
right.
I mean, that was my first thing I wanted to say, but I was like, there's no way there could be 62.
Mhm.
Wow.
There is. Let's see. Answer to each of these questions has a single letter of the alphabet. Okay? Has a single letter of the alphabet in the answer. And so, first one. It's used to indicate the force to which a body is subjected to when it is accelerated.
G.
Yes, G-force. All right. What men sometimes wear under a dress shirt.
T.
A nasty dinosaur made famous in Jurassic Park.
That would be another, isn't it? T-Rex?
Yes, T-Rex.
Okay, another. All right.
You can use the letters more than once. It's okay. Don't feel bad about
Okay.
that. Okay.
All right.
There's no trick.
It's like, is there a trick here?
All right. The nickname for a university-level institution that offers degrees in business administration or management.
But it's only one letter, isn't it?
One letter.
Why am I not thinking of that? I wanted to say
kind
like
of a
MIT,
tricky
but
one.
yeah.
So it's not like mainly like comparing a university to a tech school or something.
Oh.
Or maybe a
I don't
skill
think I'm
school.
gonna get this one.
All right, B school. B school.
B school. Oh, I guess I'd never heard of a B school.
I've heard it, but not very popular. So that was a tough one. All right, you're
Yeah.
okay. You're okay. All right. 1 in 4 men
Take
said
a
they
breath.
won't sleep on an airplane because of this. Their fear of this.
Oh. Oh. And it's one letter. Why am I
No,
not
no,
getting
I'm
this?
sorry. We've moved on. This is a new trivia
Okay.
question.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like, what?
It's not one letter. That might have been some helpful information. Sorry on my part there.
All right. So say it again now.
1 in
I can
4
think
men
up.
say they won't sleep on an airplane because they have a fear of this.
Farting? Snoring?
Neither of those, but you're close.
Drooling.
Drooling, absolutely right. There you go.
Uh,
Fear of drooling. All right, 12% of us hit one of these every day.
12% of us hit one of these every day.
And it might be more of a pat or a slap than actually a hit. More of a patting. It happens at night before bed.
Might pat one of these at your pillow?
Yeah, your pillow. There you go.
Wow.
I like the doubting sounding. A pillow?
A pillow?
A pillow? All right, spy the lie. The letters E, T, O, A, and N are the 5 most frequently used letters in the alphabet. The next one, there are 6 events that make up tennis's Grand Slam. According to Guinness, the oldest dog ever is over the age of 30. Which one's the lie?
Well, I know that the dog one is true.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, and what was the letters that are most frequent?
E, T, O, A, and N.
I'm going to say that one's the lie.
Oh, it was the thing about the Grand Slam, which who would know that? There was 4,
Exactly.
not 6. It's the French Open, the Australian Open, the U.S. Open, and Wimbledon.
Okay.
But you'd
'Cause
have
I
to be
was
a fan
thinking-
of tennis.
I guess I was just thinking S should have been in there for the most frequently used letter or whatever.
Okay.
But, okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
let's give you a chance to wrap it up before odd news and give you a answer, wrong, and win. All right. The tendency here is to give the correct answer, and we don't want that because we're all about the lies. All right. Answer wrong and win, Val. In a car with manual transmission, how many pedals are there?
What's a manual transmission?
It's one a man uses.
Oh. Then there's just one because they swear they don't need any more than that.
What do you call a person who delivers mail door to door?
Porch pirate?
What gadget do cops use to track the speed of drivers?
Cheetah. Because they're cheating when they do it.
Oh, 10,000 points. Where does one wear a watch?
On your eyes.
On your eyes.
No, wait. They call that a binocular.
That was good, too. All right, round of applause there. I was thinking ankle watch. I got a new ankle watch. Would you check the time for me?
Somebody's always watching when you're wearing one of those.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe here.
So my son recently dated someone and realized towards the end of the evening that she was wearing an ankle bracelet.
Ooh, how fun is that?
He said that was the first and only date.
So she was actually breaking the law while they were out then, probably.
I don't know how far she could be from. Maybe she just couldn't leave Spokane. I don't know. But yeah, she had an ankle bracelet on.
Wow. I wonder if they make laws like that. I don't know. I've unfortunately never had an ankle bracelet.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I always thought it was you can't leave your house, but maybe you can't leave town. You can go out drinking with an ankle bracelet on?
Evidently.
That's awesome.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
We always kick off the odd news with the news attack. First sentence true, second sentence bad joke. And Val, you are up.
All right. This Sunday, in case you didn't know, is Super Bowl Sunday.
Yay.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, have you got your tree up yet for that?
Yeah, and it's all just Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift ornaments.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Commissioners of the NFL said Monday the relationship between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is not scripted. And here I was thinking the NFL was branching out into romantic comedy.
It's all a conspiracy. Don't you know that?
It's going to be the most interesting part of the Super Bowl.
How many times? There should be betting on that. How many times did they pan to Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good. If you're having a Super Bowl party, that'd be a good like a gambling pot to have. How many times?
Yeah.
Closest guest wins the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Here's one for you. You may not have known. A study found that women are hard to read.
Huh?
Well, another study finds that some studies are unnecessary.
Soul Cycle riders in West Hollywood were greeted by Secret Service agents this past Sunday when First Lady Dr. Jill Biden decided to join the class. Nothing motivates you to pedal faster than the Secret Service whispering national security secrets if you hit your next mile.
Or you thought the toughest part of spin classes was getting the best bike.
Oh, okay. All right, just if you're keeping up, Val, I am on the cheat sheet, and it's going to change.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right, I'm going to do one more. Study found that dogs make those sad, pathetic expressions to humans on purpose to get us to do what they want. Now, if we're ever invaded by space aliens who look like puppies, they could completely take over the planet while all we did was give them tummy rubs.
Again, I think this falls under the category of totally unnecessary studies. Because anybody who has a dog knows that they do this.
They guilt you. They do. They do.
Yeah, that sad puppy dog face.
It's like when you get in the fridge and the cat gets all happy all of a sudden instead of grumpy and starts rubbing your leg and acting like you're cool or like they love you.
Yeah, they love you so much when they want to eat.
Yeah.
A study found that overweight middle-aged adults tend to score more poorly on tests of memory, attention, and learning ability than their thinner peers do. That's because they're too busy thinking about the free snacks they get for completing the test.
Get in my belly. Survey found that boyfriends do more housework than married men. That's right. We're trying to impress you. It's pretty simple.
Exactly.
So, ladies, if you want help with the housework, invite your boyfriend over. Just make sure your husband isn't home at the same time.
Who cleaned the house today, honey?
Would it be wrong to say I'm available for house cleaning?
Just put that on your Tinder account. Researchers say moths and other flying insects end up fluttering around artificial lights at night because the light messes with their navigation systems.
Oh.
If moths are tricked by artificial lights, that means your porch light is basically insect clickbait, and they're stumbling around lost because they can't read a map.
Okay. I kind of worried about that with fireflies because I have lots of lights up in the backyard and stuff. And yeah, just kind of, does it deter the fireflies or mess them up?
See, when I resin my paintings, it like brings little flying gnats en masse to fall into my resin. And I'm thinking, is it like they wait till I go down to resin and then like have a mass suicide event?
Where did they come from kind of deal, huh?
Where do they come from? All of a sudden they're all there falling into my resin.
They must like the smell or something. It must be attracted to it.
I don't know.
Well, now you know how to track gnats if you like want to move them all to one part of the house.
Oh, there you go. I'll just put some resin somewhere else.
Yeah,
Good
like
idea.
put them in Brad's bedroom or something, or bathroom, Brad's bathroom.
Yeah.
Or on his side of the bathroom, maybe. All right.
Face toothbrush.
Ooh, good one. I like how you just brought the show full circle from the first segment. That's awesome.
If you didn't join us at the beginning, you're lost right now.
That's right. If you spot the Hamburglar's car around town, I didn't know he had one.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, but if you spot it, you could win a year's supply of McDonald's burgers. Hey, do you hear that? If I win, every night's going to be date night.
You know, that's actually worth a lot of money. Have you bought McDonald's recently?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
You can't get 2 meals for under $20 anymore. Not going to happen.
No.
So I tried, because sometimes me and Sammy like to order a la carte. So we tried skipping the drinks. It was still $24.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, did you catch the Grammys on Sunday?
Nope.
I think they've gotten into a bit of a rut. Every year it's the same. Nothing but music.
Yeah, I don't expect that. I want it to be like MTV, where I tune in and there's absolutely no music.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. All right. Study found that even people of normal weight suffer health problems from too much sugar. So what's the point of skipping sweets to lose weight, folks, if after losing all that weight you still can't eat sweets?
What's the point? A Russian cosmonaut on Sunday set a world record for total time spent in space.
Oh, cool.
He says the views are amazing, but the Wi-Fi sucks.
Huh. I couldn't log on to the Russian Yahoo.
I wanted to check my Tinder account.
I went to Google not there. They said, hey, stop Googling. All right. Survey found Norwegians are much happier than Americans, and one reason could be childcare. Norway spends $30,000 a year on childcare for each child, while Americans spend $500, which is, frankly, plenty. Covers the cost of basic iPad and the Disney Plus subscription. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. Keep those kids entertained. Moving on to the world of wacky but true, we don't add anything to these stories. They are entirely true, honest. We just add a music clip or a television sound effect to help accentuate it. And here comes Val again to kick it off for us.
All right. A 37-year-old man was arrested for public intoxication at the Nashville airport. According to witnesses, Nathan Everett West kept losing consciousness, prompting bystanders to point him out to the arriving officers. When officers approached West, he appeared visibly intoxicated and admitted to consuming 5 alcoholic beverages. However, he was unaware of which terminal gate he was in. As officers tried to determine his destination, West fell onto a bench. After being read his rights, West admitted to having consumed 2 shots of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire and 3 Bud Lights within an hour.
Well, can't hold his alcohol, apparently. That's nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say amateur.
Whatever.
Seems equipment like that won't happen again.
Let me be blunt. Are you still a fall-down drunk?
Huh? Jeez. What are you, drunk?
Hate him.
He's drunk.
How's it going, Nick?
I'm drunk.
Hey, Johnny, I just had a great idea. Let's go get drunk and puke on cars from the overpass.
Yeah, but I'm not drunk enough to go out in a boat.
Yes, you are.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Oh, I really like that idea, getting drunk and puking on the overpass.
Oh, disgusting.
If we could find a designated driver, we could go to that overpass where the train overpass on 395. There
you go.
Right before Clayton.
It's not that it is not conducive for a quick getaway, though.
Oh, yeah. Your birthday is coming up, though.
Now I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. A woman in South Korea who had taken the written exam required for a driver's license nearly every day for 5 straight years finally has passed.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right. She failed the driving test hundreds of times. 68-year-old also spent $3,000 on fees for the test that she took like 500 times.
Every day for 5 years.
Yes.
We're looking at 1,500 times, right? I mean, over that, because that would just be rounding down to 300 days a year.
Wow. And $3,000.
Wow.
Sounds like they gave her a discount for multiple
Yeah, frequent flyer.
They test it? They test it, exactly.
It's a new day. You're about to face a test. It's a new day. You've got to do your best.
Flunking your driver's test?
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Loser.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I always need a friend to brighten the day.
Yeah, you do. Harry, a 500-pound stuffed polar bear, was stolen from the Lion's Heart Wholeness Center in Legal, Alberta, Canada. The facility is staffed 24/7, but security had been called away to ensure the safety of guests in freezing weather. A spokesperson for the Wholeness Center said, "One of the best measures that can be taken is letting everyone know that it's out there. We certainly are keeping our eyes out and our ears open."
For the polar bear.
For the polar bear. Okay. For the stuffed polar bear.
Okay.
Get the
500 pounds.
Find anything, Captain?
Not a sign. We poked it in every snowbank within mile.
Called out there for that.
Didn't find anything, did you? I didn't think you would. When we lose them, they stay lost. Not that it makes much difference. There's nothing going on the radio, nothing coming in.
Come on, people. A guy in a weird suit with 2 polar bears can't be hard to spot.
You weren't around when I was stuffed and sewn together, were you?
How do you steal a 500-pound polar bear? That was an inside job.
I like the one guy says, "We usually never find them."
Exactly.
Okay. Just give up then. All right. Snoop Dogg was missing. That's the headline of this one.
What?
Snoop Dogg missing. Crime Stoppers, Southwest Florida, put out a call to help to get leads on the abduction of rapper Snoop Dogg from a restaurant in Fort Myers. Wasn't the real Snoop Dogg, though. It was a 43-inch bobblehead Snoop Dogg. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. From a restaurant in Fort Myers, it was stolen. Let's see, the video security. It was worth $1,250. I don't know how they put that number on it. Guess because it was Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Video security shows a man lingering by the doll, which he then grabbed and ran out the door. There was such an outcry that the culprit returned the bobblehead the next day, pleading with the manager to not press charges. He did anyways.
The manager pressed charges.
You'll meet someone very special. Someone who won't press charges.
You have stolen the royal crown you cannot deny.
There's nothing to explain. You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen.
Officer, I would like to press full charges. People like this are a menace to decent society.
Yes. Steelers are bobbleheads.
I'm wondering if it was stolen for what Snoop Dogg was holding.
I thought maybe it was filled with something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In Brazil, a man walked into a liquor store, formed his hand into a gun shape, and pointed it at the clerk, telling him to empty the register. Realizing that the robber's head was the emptiest thing around, the clerk simply walked outside, flagged down a car for help. Police officers captured the man while he was still wandering around outside the store.
Huh. Easy peasy.
Stick him up, Scott.
It'd been funnier if he had the rubber band on his thumb. Don't make me hurt you. I'm going to hit you right on the nose. All right, let's see if it went down like this.
Stop playing with toys. Put it away, Kima. We have a weapon that's much more potent than that.
Nah. You ain't got no gun. But where the weed at?
Obviously, he's on something.
Obviously.
All right, last one in China. A man bought a parrot and tried to get it to speak. After 8 months of trying to teach the bird to say hello and goodbye, with no success, the man was frustrated. He lost his temper and called the bird an idiot. That's when the parrot finally said its first word, repeating idiot back to the man.
These birds are smart.
And this is what the bird had to say.
You fat blood idiot.
To the Idiot Mobile.
You know what? I'm tired. Could you just call yourself an idiot?
That parrot talks a lot.
You had a bird. You know how smart they are and how mean they can be.
Yeah, you know, and years ago I used to sell, people are going to laugh, bird training CDs, teach a bird how to talk. Serious thing.
Yes.
Sold a lot of them on eBay. Val helped me. And I had one guy who, there's directions on it. Obviously, he didn't read them. But he says, you know, every day when we leave the pet store, we put the CD on to play all night for the bird. But it isn't working. And, you know, I talked to him about what he was doing and gave him some other suggestions. And then, like a day later, he contacts me back. He says, I got something at the store, and I snuck in about 11 o'clock at night the other night. And here he was talking along with the CD. So the bird had worked, but he would only talk if the CD was playing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh.
All right. At least you got proof they worked. Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
All right. Once again, coming up tomorrow on your morning show, it is going to be Chuck Ritchie, Sharon Ludwig, and Levon Ellis, and they're going to get you caught up on all the news and events happening around Stevens County. But you got to tune in right here. All right, Val, thank you so much for being here today. Round of applause for you.
Thank you.
All right. Anything cool coming up this week for you?
Yeah, there's one thing in particular. We kind of bit the bullet and bought a side-by-side just to be with the cool kids. And so we get our side-by-side tomorrow, and we're kind of excited about that. So, yeah.
You going to go tear around the yard?
Yeah. Tear up the fields and, you know, make them really mad when they
You have to go somewhere and get it really. You got a trailer for that?
Yeah, we got a trailer for it. It's one we've had forever, so going to be able to trailer it. And, yeah, but we'll spend the next, few days trying to get it set up and get it so it's street legal and all of that stuff. So, yeah, that'll be our week.
Just a suggestion is, especially with all the mud and rain you've been having, is head out to the ORV park out on the edge of Spokane, out Francis, into the state park and the ORV park. Fun. You guys could go total mudding in it. Yeah.
Just break that thing in proper.
All right. Well, congratulations. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah, it's a utility one more. It'll be a farm rig combination, run around the woods rig. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that'll be cool. It'll be something you can take behind the RV when you go out camping too to go sightseeing.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that'll be our little fun for the week, getting it all ready to go, and waiting for the weather to get warm so we can.
All right. Thanks so much. I love you, Val. Have a great day. And the rest of you, thanks for listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. Don't forget to hug somebody you love today. It's KCHW 102.7.
Well, excuse me!
concludes the broadcast from World